Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Today is Wednesday, May 1st, 2019. And oil, Venezuela, Russia, the United States. There's a lot going on down in South America right now. Sweet light crude is a type of crude it's one of your cheaper oils, and right now the price. Well, let's get the chart started right here, and let's take a look right here. Here's sweet light crude oil right now. It's at $63.32. Now, Venezuela has a type of crude oil that's not like sweet light crude. It is thick, and they need that. Sweet light crude is it's like it's a thin oil. It's very watery. Watery is the term I'd use. Where the oil in Venezuela is more like pancake syrup. You mix the two together, the two oils together, and you get the perfect oil. Not too thin, not too thick. A little bit, just a little bit of Venezuelan oil will thicken up and change the crude oil grades. And it's very important. Venezuelan oil is extremely important. Now let's take a look at what's going on in Russia. Russia, they stand to lose billions of dollars. Nicolas Maduro, they're heavily invested in Nicolas Maduro. And if the United States is able to topple him, if his regime falls, Russia could lose $17 billion. But not only that, the system has been reinforced with sales to Russia. It's a key ally for Russia, and this whole thing, is I mean, they are backing Maduro. Russia is behind Maduro. This whole thing, it could erupt big. Because Maduro, he's got more force than you could imagine over there. That a lot of people think, he hasn't got nothing. He's got a lot. You'd be surprised what's going on with this situation. This situation could get really rough and intensify. Let's take a look here at what's going on with our situation today in the world. We got a silver price. It's down 11 cents more. It's at $14.82 right now, and I mean it's been knocked down by the silver suppression, along with gold suppression. Let's take a look at gold today. $1,280. It's down $2.40. I'm sick of coming on here and constantly saying it's down. It's down every day. It's down. I'm telling you, these guys, they can beat it down, but there's one thing they can't do. They can't beat it down too far below mining production costs, because if they do that, what'll happen is the silver supply that's coming into the market. Not so much worried about the gold supply, because there's a lot of gold out there. But the silver supply, silver's used a lot in industry. Industry uses up the vast bulk of what is the miners produce every year. Then coin and bar demand takes more. And by the time they're done, generally there's a small deficit. A lot of years there's a small deficit in the amount of silver because the mining industry is not quite keeping up. So they have to dip in just a little bit into the supply that's available for sale on the open market. But they've been doing that for years and years and years. They keep a tight lid on how much they got in that left over in that inventory that's available for sale into the market. The thing is, people say, "Well, Jamie Dimon, and J.P. Morgan Bank's got millions of ounces." Yeah, but that's not for sale. They're waiting. They're waiting to make a lot of money off of that. They're going long on that silver. That's their long silver. And when this suppression finally ends, and it will come to an end at a certain point, then these bankers are going to push the price to the upside, just like they pushed it to the downside. That's coming, but it's in our future. But they're going to keep this price suppressed as long as they possibly can, and silver is the key to breaking the suppression, not gold. The silver market is much tighter, a much smaller market, and it's the key. It'd take an awful lot less money to break the silver market, you know. In fact, one billionaire could probably break the silver market if they wanted to, but you don't see any of them stepping up to the plate to try to do that ever since the Hunt brothers. Let's take a look now at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, you know, it's rising in price. It's at $1,348. It's staying really strong, but it is going along sideways. And I expect it's going to go along sideways for a couple more months, you know, before it starts to heat up again and move toward the next bull market. Just not exactly how long that period will be. In my mind, I'm kind of thinking, I don't know why, I'm kind of thinking about now 3 more months of going sideways, you know. More or less going sideways, maybe with a little bit of an upward trend to it. Let's take a look now at cryptocurrency market capitalizations, and we're looking at $175.2 billion with a Bitcoin dominance of 54.3%. And we're seeing all the coins are moving upwards. They're all in the green today. We're looking at a price of $161 for Ethereum. XRP is 30 cents, well, 30.5 cents. Bitcoin Cash is $270. Litecoin is $73.28. EOS is $4.76. Binance Coin is $21.84. Stellar is 10.1 cents. Cardano is 6.8 cents. Tron is 2.3 cents. And Monero is $63.24. And Dash is $113.42. Bitcoin SV is $54.26. And that's as far as I go to coin number 14. Let's take a look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average. It hasn't quite opened yet. Today is probably going to be an up day because of some of the things that Trump is talking about. You know, will have an effect on the market. He's talking about quantitative easing 4. He's talking about lowering interest rates right now. And I have thoughts on this. I think I'm going to do a show on this afternoon or tomorrow. Maybe include another subject with it, but at least talk about this. Because I think that what's happening is I think it's a bit of front running going on. Anyway, let's take a look now at the crude oil prices, $63.32. And it's down 59 cents on the day, or 0.92%. U.S. Treasury bonds. U.S. Treasury bonds, we're looking at the middle of the yield curve rising, and the long end of the yield curve and the short end of the yield curve falling today. We're looking at 2.41 on the U.S. 1 month, 2.42 on the 3 month, 2.44 on the 6 month, 2.38 on the 1 year, 2.28 on the 2 year, 2.25 on the 3 year, 2.28 on the 5 year, 2.39 on the 7 year, 2.50 on the 10 year, and 2.92 on the 30 year. And it looks like the worst part of the yield curve right now is at the 3 year. The 3 year is 2.25, and you can get 2.41 for a 1 year. On 1 month, I should say. So 3 years is, and 5 years is yielding substantially less than the 1 month and the 3 month. So there's our yield curve inversion right there. We still have it. We still have our yield curve inversion. Now let's take a look at the U.S. dollar. And the U.S. dollar right now is dropped a little bit. It's funny, you know, how gold and silver, the U.S. dollar's dropped back from 98 back to 97.42. And how it's not had any much effect on gold and silver as of yet. You know, and even this talk about quantitative easing and this shows a lot of you wonder what happens if we go into a recession. The initial knee-jerk reaction of a recession is deflationary. And that means everything but the dollar will fall. Everything falls. that deflationary pressure. But you have to understand the central banks will not allow deflation to occur. They will not allow it. They will only allow inflation. And so when we get a deflationary episode like a recession is deflationary, what they'll do is they'll come in and fight it with everything they got. And there's a lot going on with this talk about quantitative easing 4 and lowering interest rates. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. So I want to do a show and talk about that. So listen, thank you guys for listening to this market report, and we'll catch you very soon again. Bye-bye, guys.